Okay. So again, pag sinabi nating illegal discharge of firearm, so ilagay na lang natin dito. So pag sinabi nating illegal discharge of firearm. Okay. Saan na belong class ang illegal discharge of firearm? Anong title yan na belong ng illegal discharge of firearm? Anong class, ano? Anong title ba? Anong title ang illegal discharge of firearm natin? Bakit walang nag-response? Okay. Okay, so ayan. Dito si Article 254. I mean, anong title? Title 1 ba? Title 2 or hanggang Title 14? Saan na belong siya? Ang illegal discharge of firearm. Sige. Mhm. Sige, sa tingin niyo, saan na belong si illegal discharge of firearm natin class? Is it Title uh, 1 or Title hanggang 14? Sige, sa tingin niyo, saan na belong siya ang illegal discharge of firearm? Hmm. Oh, bakit walang ano? Bakit walang sumagot? Bakit Article 9? Okay, again, di ba? Mhm. Mali. Sige, how about others? Again, sige, dapat alam nyo ha kung anong title ang illegal discharge of firearm. Kasi marami nagkakamali din dyan eh. Kasi sa word daw na illegal discharge of firearm, tapos nagkakamali sila kung saan na belong na title. Di ba sabi ni Martin, Title 9. 13, Title 13, hindi rin. Siguro hindi kayo nag-open ng ano, no? Ng revised penal code ninyo, no? Anong title class? Sana belong si illegal discharge of firearm. 16? O bakit naging 16 na? Sige, sige. Okay. O sige. Ibigay ko muna yung link sa sa GC natin. Sige, pag i-search nyo kung anong title sa illegal discharge of firearm. Bakit umabot sa 13 and 16? Okay. Sabi ni Feliciano, 16. O bakit naging 16? Sabi ni Kilon, 13. Nine naman kay Marlo. Okay, anong title class? Anong title? Sige. Bakit sa TOS nalagay siya doon sa first? Anong title yan? Anong title? Wala nakasagot? Title 8. Of course, that is in Title 8 of the Revised Penal Code. Again, ulitin natin ha. Ang illegal discharge of firearm, nasa Title 8 yan. Okay, nasa Title 8 yan. Of course, that is crimes against person. So, yan lang class ang nabilong dyan. That is the only na crime na nabilong sa Title 8 na walang victim. Okay, na walang victim. So again, pag sinabi nating illegal discharge of firearm, yan lang yung nag-iisang crime na nabilong under Title 8 na walang victim. Nakuha ba? Okay, nakuha ninyo? So again, huwag kayong ma-confuse ha. Ang illegal discharge of firearm na belong yan sa Title 8 ng Revised Penal Code natin kung saan siya lang yung walang biktima. Okay? Oy, hindi tayo naka-record, no? Okay. Pause. Stop. Ay, naka-record na ba tayo? Tapos na ba? Naka-record
Yes
na.
po.
Sige, sige. Ulitin natin. Okay, again, siguro na pa kayo, hindi pa nagpo-function ang utak ninyo. So again, ulitin natin, ang illegal discharge of firearm, that is under the Title 8 of the Revised Penal Code natin kung saan wala tayong biktima. Okay, kasi di ba? So kapag itinutok, ganito, ilagay niyo yung sagot niyo sa baba para mas mabilis niyo makuha. Kapag halimbawa, you discharge a rocket or you discharge yung bomba or nagpaputok ka sa taas class. Kasi nga halimbawa, sabihin natin na it is your birthday. Kung gusto mong ipaalam sa kapitbahay mo na birthday mo yan or para ano sila, para ma-aware sila that is your birthday. Okay, nagpaputok ka sa taas. Anong crime yan? Ano yung kaso na yon kapag sa taas na nagpaputok? Okay, very good. Of course, that is alarms and scandal. So again, ulitin natin guys. Kapag nagpaputok ka sa taas or nagpaputok or you discharge anything or in the air, halimbawa bomba or firearm that will cause alarm, di ba? Of course, ma-alarma yung halimbawa yung mga bata nakatulog tapos nawalan sila ng ano, okay? Or tumayo or tumalon sila sa kanilang higaan. So that will cause alarm. Okay? So, ibig sabihin na alarma lahat. So that is alarms and scandal. Again, pag nagpaputok ka sa taas, that is alarms and scandal. How about naman kapag nagpaputok ka class? Okay? Gusto mo lang takutin yung tao na yon. Okay, you wanted to frighten that person. Pero hindi mo talaga siya tatamaan. So pinatok mo yung barel. Okay, pinatok mo yung barel. So ngayon, hindi siya natamaan of course kasi hindi mo ayaw mo or hindi mo talaga intensyon na tamaan siya. Hindi siya natamaan. So ano yung crime na nakomit niya? Ano ang crime na nakomit mo class kapag ganon? Okay, again, anong crime na nakomit mo kapag gusto mo lang takutin? Okay, so pero hindi mo siya natamaan. So anong crime ang nakomit doon? Okay, so that is illegal discharge of firearm. So yan yung tinatawag natin na illegal discharge of firearm class. Ibig sabihin, you have no intention to kill him, uh, to kill. Okay, you discharge a firearm to just to frighten, uh, just to uh, just to frighten him. Okay, wag na natin ilagay. So that is the illegal discharge of firearm class. Ibig sabihin, you discharge a firearm, then of course gusto mo lang takutin siya. Then, pero of course, hindi siya natamaan kasi in the first place, hindi mo naman talaga siya gustong tamaan, Glass. That is the illegal discharge of firearm. Iba ang grave threat. Mamaya pupunta rin tayo sa grave threat. Kalma lang. Okay. So, ang grave threat kasi, Class, at light threat, iba naman yon. So, pag mamaya i-explain na natin yon. So, ang illegal discharge of firearm, gusto mo siyang tamaan, okay? Ayaw mo siyang tamaan, tapos gusto mo lang i-frighten siya. Okay, so yan. Yan yung tinatawag natin na illegal discharge of firearm. So, ganito class. Sa illegal discharge of firearm yun. Okay, pinaputukan mo pero intention mo talaga na hindi siya tamaan, that is illegal discharge of firearm. So, ibig sabihin, there is no victim on that. Okay, how about naman ganito, class? Gusto mong patayin yung isang tao, pero, okay, pinaputukan mo ngayon, tapos hindi natamaan. Ano ang crime na nakomit mo? Again, gusto mong paputukan yung isang tao, hindi natamaan, of course, anong crime na commit na? That is okay, attempted homicide. Okay, that is attempted homicide muna. Okay, attempted homicide kasi sa stage pa lang tayo. So, walang magsasagot ng murder ha, that is correct. Okay, attempted homicide. How about this one? You wanted to kill a particular person, tapos natamaan siya or ano ba, fatal ang wounds nakuha niya. Okay, pero hindi siya namatay. So, what crime ang nakomit mo, class? Natamaan mo siya ng firearm. Okay? Tapos, fatal. Of course, in the first place, gusto mo siyang patayin. Anong crime na nakomit mo? Okay? Okay, so that is, bakit slight physical injury? Frustrated homicide muna. Okay, frustrated homicide. Kailan siya magiging physical injury class? Okay, ganito magiging physical injury siya kapag, halimbawa, yung pumatay o yung bumarel, okay, hinayaan niya ngayon, yung tao na yon, akala niya patay na, tapos dumaan yung ibang tao, dinala sa hospital, nag-survive yung tao na yon, of course, magiging, ano yon, okay, that is frustrated homicide pa rin. Pero kapag magiging slight physical injury, kapag halimbawa, ikaw yung nagbaril kas, tapos naawa ka rin kasi because of your will. Okay, naawa ka rin, ikaw yung nadala sa hospital, nag-survive siya. That is serious physical injuries. Nakuha ba? Again, ulitin natin. Kapag ikaw yung nagbaril, tapos nakita mo na may magsusurvive pa siya, dinala mo sa hospital kasi naawa ka eh. So that is serious physical injuries. Magiging frustrated homicide yan kapag ikaw yung nagbaril, akala mo patay na siya, tapos hinayaan mo na, tapos nadaanan siya ng ibang tao, sila yung nagdala sa hospital, nag-survive siya. Ang crime na nakumit mo is frustrated homicide. Nakuha ba? Nakuha ninyo? Ganun kadali lang ha. Ganun lang ano ninyo. Nasundan ninyo class? Nasundan?
Yes,
Oh.
sir.
So, ganun lang kasimple ang gagawin ninyo. Katulad rin yan sa katulad rin yan sa halimbawa, doktor siya. Tapos gusto niyang lasunin yung misis niya ngayon, gusto niyang lasunin yung misis niya, nilagyan niya ngayon ng poison yung kape ng misis niya. Then after that, nakita niya ngayon class na parang naawa siya sa misis niya. May nilagay siya doon or pinainom niya ng yung pang anti-poison. So nag-survive. So anong crime ang nakomit ng doktor na yon? Nag-survive yung misis.
Serious physical injury, sir.
Okay, that is serious physical injuries. Kailan siya magiging frustrated homicide class? Okay, kailan magiging frustrated homicide ang kaso na yon? Kapag halimbawa, yung sa poison, yung pinoison yung kanyang misis, kailan magiging frustrated homicide yon? Kapag, sa tingin ninyo, dapat isipin nyo yun eh, kasi dapat magaling kayong mag-create ng, hindi yan pag-overthink ka, dapat mag-create ng scenario. Kapag ganito, magiging frustrated homicide yun, class. Kapag hinayaan niya yung misis niya, tapos ibang doktor ang nagbigay. Okay? Again, kapag ibang doktor ang nagbigay ng anti-poison para mag-survive yung misis niya or nag-survive na nga, that is frustrated homicide. Okay, nakuha ba? Okay, yung naawa yung doktor, binigyan niya siya ng anti-poison yung kanyang misis, nag-survive, that is serious physical injuries. Kapag ibang doktor, okay, ang nagbigay ng anti-poison class, that will be, okay, frustrated homicide. Once nag-survive yung misis niya. Okay, nakuha ba? Nakuha ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Yun, class, ang tinatawag natin na serious physical injuries and frustrated homicide. Then, another one. Ano naman ang mangyayari, class? Or ano naman ang crime kapag you wanted to kill a particular person, tapos tinamaan mo, tapos namatay talaga? What crime committed? Anong crime na nakomit mo? Anong crime na nakomit, class?
Consummated, sir.
Okay, of course, homicide or consummated homicide. So, yan class ang yan yung mga different crimes na pinaka-basic sa board exam. Pag nagpaputok ka sa taas, okay, kasi nga you discharge anything, okay, that will cause alarm. That is alarm and scandal. You wanted to frighten or just frighten the person, then hindi mo gustong tamaan, of course, hindi na tamaan, so that is illegal discharge of firearm. While you wanted to kill a particular person, hindi natamaan or hindi fatal, that is attempted. Natamaan, tapos fatal ang kanyang that is frustrated. Tapos maging consummated kapag natamaan, namatay, then that is consummated homicide or homicide class. Okay? Nakuha ba? Nasundan ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ganun lang kasimple ha. So again, ang illegal discharge of firearm, that is under the Title 8 of the Revised Penal Code Book 2 natin, kung saan you have no intention to kill a particular person. Then, you have no intention to kill a particular person. So basically, ang Title 8 na yan, wala siyang tinatawag natin na guilty victim or wala siyang tinatawag na victim class. Kasi nga, gusto mo lang naman siya i-frighten. Okay, so that's why that is the illegal discharge of firearms. Then of course, we have, of course, mamaya na lang yung rape. So of course, class, ang rape class, meron tayong dalawang tinatawag na rape. I-discuss na lang natin. Of course, ang rape natin, na-belong yan sa, okay, we have the special law sa Rape Republic Act 8353, or that is the anti-rape law in the Philippines, right? So ngayon, saan nabilong na si rape? That is sa crimes against. Okay, nabilong na siya sa crimes against person. Okay, nabilong na siya sa crimes against person. Kasi dati is nabilong yan siya sa crimes against chastity. Tama? Okay, so ang rape natin, class, ano yung two types of rape natin? Two types of rape. Okay, una, we have, okay, so dito class, sa una class, ang kinakasuhan lang dito is lalaki. So ang victim natin dito, okay, the victim, okay, is the woman. Okay, the woman. Then ang offender is the man. Okay. So anong kinds of rape to? Ano yung number one na yan? Anong number one rape natin? Yung traditional rape na tinatawag natin. Okay, ano yon? Sige, sa comment section. Sige. Okay, para magkaroon tayo ng interaction rin. Okay, statutory rape. Hindi. Statutory rape, tinawag lang siya ng statutory rape kasi because of the age. Pero rape pa rin yon. So anong tawag natin doon, class? Kapag the victim is a woman, ang offender naman is a man. Oh, medyo delikado to ah. Hindi nyo alam ang dalawang types of rape. Ano yung una, class? Kapag ang victim is a woman, ang offender is a man. Sino yon? Sino?
Rape by sexual intercourse, sir, and 6 by assault.
Okay, very good. Okay, ang number one, of course, we have the rape through sexual intercourse. Okay, that is sexual intercourse. Nabigla ako bakit may statutory rape kayo. Okay, sa sexual intercourse, of course, ito yung tinatawag natin, class, na carnal knowledge or yung tinatawag natin na traditional rape. Okay? Ito yung traditional rape na meron tayo. Traditional rape. So dito, class, sa traditional rape, ay, kakagising nyo lang si Janice Joseph. Okay, so again, ulitin natin. Ang una, we have the rape to sexual intercourse, of course, yung through carnal knowledge, class. Pag sinabi kasi natin carnal knowledge, the man has the intention to have sexual intercourse with a woman. So that is a sexual intercourse, class. So again, ulitin natin dito, that is the traditional rape. Bakit tinawag natin na traditional rape yan? Kasi before, kapag magreklamo ka, tapos lalaki ka, di ba? Tapos magreklamo ka na na-rape ka, of course, hindi sila maniniwala sa iyo. Unlike ngayon, lahat na kinakasuhan ng rape, di ba? So that is what we call the sexual intercourse or carnal knowledge. That is the traditional rape. May victim ba dito na lalaki, sir, sa number one? Wala. Okay? So again, wala pong victim sa number one. Woman lang ang victim natin dyan. Then ang offender is the man. Nakuha ninyo? Again, ulitin natin. Ang una natin na type of rape, class, is the rape to sexual intercourse or yung tinatawag natin na carnal knowledge or that is the traditional rape wherein the victim is a woman and the offender is a man. Okay? So yan. Okay? Yan yung tinatawag natin na rape through sexual intercourse. Pangalawa naman, ano naman yung pangalawa natin? Okay, tama yon. That is rape through sexual assault. Okay, wala pong mga ano ha. So again, pag sinabi natin pangalawa, that is the rape through sexual assault. Okay, dito sa rape through sexual assault, class, sino ang kinakasuhan dito? Okay, sino ang mga offender dito? The offender is any person or tinatawag natin na male and female. Okay, lahat, class, kinakasuhan dito sa sexual assault. So any person, class. Okay, male or female or kahit sino ka, girl, boy, bakla, boy. So lahat dito kinakasuhan under sa sexual assault. Okay, again, ulitin natin. So dito tayo, class, pag sinabi natin sa sexual assault, ang kinakasuhan dito is any person, whether male or female. So dito, class, sa rape to sexual assault, of course, yung paano to nakocommit, class? Paano nakocommit? Sige, paano nakocommit ang rape to sexual assault? Paano? Of course, una, by inserting, ano ang ini-insert?
By inserting penis in another person's mouth, sir, or other object.
Okay, another person's mouth. Okay. Person's mouth. Aside from that, pangalawa, by inserting any objects. Di ba? Okay, so yan. On to the mouth or anal orifice. That is yung tinatawag natin na rape through sexual assault. Okay, so ayan. So una, we have the yung sa sexual assault, anything class na i-insert mo, ipasok mo, okay, sa kanyang anal orifice or yung sa ano ng man or woman, okay? So that is a crime of rape under sexual assault. Anything, di ba? So ang daming ano doon, ang example na kapag nasa face to face. Paano sir kapag durian? Of course, rape pa rin 'yun. Okay, si Sir Victor baka may ano siya, may example.
Good morning, Coach. May
Yes,
kwan ako,
good
Coach.
morning.
May kwan ba, Coach? May 1 count of rape ba, Coach? Or 2 counts of rape?
2 counts?
Yes, Coach. Yung mga 1 count of rape, ganun, Coach. Example, Coach, yung isang libog sa sari-saring position, ganun, Coach. May
Hindi
ganun po, Coach.
Wala naman, wala. Kapag isang tao lang, of course, isang count. Unless na lang iba-iba yung na-biktima niya. Pero iba-iba pa rin ang ikakaso sa kanya. Grabe yun, ha? Wala yan, wala. Ano lang. Kapag isang tao, isa rin yung ikakaso doon sa kanya. Kapag ganun. Pero hindi naman yan sila magtatanong na sa board exam kapag 2 counts na or 3 count. Rape lang yung itatanong nila. Okay, so ang dami na. Sige, dito ka sa pangalawa, no problem. So again, sa rape to sexual assault, any person ang kinakasuhan dito male or female, kahit iba-ibang araw. Of course, kapag mapatunayan doon, class, na rape mo siya, of course, kakasuhan ka talaga ng rape. Okay, kahit iba't ibang araw yan. Pero of course, hindi, isahan naman ang pag-file doon. So dapat, di ba, may mapatunayan ka doon sa loob ng korte. Nasa trabaho na yan ng korte, class, na i-prove kung na-rape ka ba talaga or hindi. Okay, so yan. So again, ulitin natin, ang una ng type of rape natin is the rape to sexual intercourse or through carnal knowledge. Of course, that is the traditional rape wherein the victim is a woman and the offender is a man. Then ang rape to sexual assault naman, the offender is any person, okay, male or female, okay, of course, by inserting his penis into the mouth or then of course, pangalawa, by inserting any objects. Okay. So kapag sa tainga in-insert, rape pa ba yon? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Of course, hindi na, di ba? Kasi hindi naman yun anal or mouth, di ba? So that is, hindi. Go back palagi, class, sa definition ng natin. Okay, ng rape natin. Of course, nandoon naman yan sa ating previous discussion. So, ano nyo na lang, balikan nyo na lang. Okay. So, then of course, okay, lahat na ngayon kinakasuhan kasi nga under sa definition ng rape, under sa Title 2, of course, that is the rape to sexual assault. Okay, so any person na ang kinakasuhan. Wait lang asa. Okay. So again, that is the rape. Of course, we have the illegal discharge of firearms. So dito naman tayo, class, sa tinatawag natin na arbitrary detention. Okay, dito. Pag sinabi nating arbitrary detention, class, dito na lang. Okay. Arbitrary detention. Okay, of course, unahin muna natin. I-identify kung sino ang okay. Okay, again, we have pag sinabi nating arbitrary detention, of course, i-identify muna natin kung sino ang offender natin, class. Okay, sinong offender natin dito pag sinabi nating arbitrary detention? Okay.
Public officers.
Public officer.
Okay, very good. So kasi ang identify na natin dito ang elements ng class or sinong offender, ganun lang kasimple ang book to. Okay, of course, i-identify muna natin kung sino ang offender sa arbitrary detention is the public officer or employee. Okay, again, ulitin natin, ang offender natin dito sa arbitrary detention is any person. Any public officer or employee. Then, halimbawa, of course, halimbawa ng example ng public officer or employee is a police officer. So, ang police officer kapag halimbawa, so ano yung pinasok niya dito, class, sa arbitrary detention or sino yung kinulong niya dito? Okay, arbitrary detention kasi, ibig sabihin,
Let's say individual, sir, yung kinulong.
okay. So, ano ang nawala, class, kapag ikulong ka? Anong nawala sa iyo? Ano yon? Nagsa-start sa letter L?
Liberty, sir.
Okay, of course, the liberty, di ba? Ay, bakit nandito yan? Okay. Okay, dito tayo. Ayaw niya. Of course, ang nawala dito is the liberty. Okay, the liberty. So, ibig sabihin, the freedom or yung kalayaan niya, di ba? So, dito sa arbitrary detention, a public officer or an employee detains a person. Okay, ginetain niya ang person without what?
Legal ground.
Okay, detains a person without legal grounds or walang court order, di ba? So basta-basta na lang i-detain ka or ikinulong ka, that is a arbitrary detention. Ganun lang kasimple So dapat alamin nyo lang yung elements ng crime, sino yung offender. Okay, so without valid grounds. So ulitin natin. Pag sinabi nating arbitrary detention, the offender is a public officer or employee. Then of course, you detain or he detains a person without legal grounds or without court order or without kulang pala or without court order. Okay, again, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi natin arbitrary detention, the offended there is a public officer or employee. Then he detains a person without legal grounds or without court order. Ang ikakaso sa kanya is arbitrary detention. Okay, that is not allowed. Kasi di ba, of course, wala kang under the Constitution, wala kang intention or wala kang karapatan or freedom to detain a person without legal grounds or without court order, kahit public officer or employee ka pa. Okay, that is arbitrary detention. So ano naman ngayon, class, ang counterpart ni arbitrary detention? Okay, ano yung opposite niya, class? Ano yung opposite?
Illegal detention, sir.
Okay, so ayan. So explain natin, so what is illegal detention dito? So pag sinabi natin illegal detention, dito na lang. Okay, ito naman yung ano natin para masundan natin, class, illegal detention. Kasi naka-base tayo sa TOS Na-print nyo na ba ang TOS? Okay, sa illegal detention, i-identify muna natin kung sino ang offender. Okay, so ang offender natin dito sa illegal detention, okay, private person naman yan. Okay, so private person or private individual, private person or the private individual ang offender natin dyan. So then under the illegal detention. Okay, so again, ulitin natin, kapag sa illegal detention, ang offender natin dito is a private person or private individual. So anong ginawa niya dito, class? Under the illegal detention, anong ginawa niya naman dito? Paka-comment. Okay. So of course, ang ginawa niya dito under illegal detention, he or she or he detains a person without legal grounds. Okay. Okay, so that is he detains a person without a legal ground. Okay, very good, Dre. Okay, so parehas pala tayo ng pangalan na. He detains a person without legal grounds or as well as without court order. Okay, without court order. So again, another illegal detention. The offender is a private person. Then he detains a person without legal grounds or without court order. That is illegal detention. So kung titingnan niyo class, ang ginagawa natin is the isolation technique. Okay, isolation technique. Ano yung ibig sabihin yun? Pinagko-compare natin yung dalawang crimes na kung saan magkatulad, di ba? Arbitrary detention, illegal detention. So yun yung kaibahan niya, class. So dapat alam nyo, hindi mo lang dapat alamin si arbitrary detention. Again, ulitin natin, pag sinabi natin arbitrary detention, ang offender dyan is a public officer or employee, then he detains a person without legal grounds or without court order, that is arbitrary detention. Pag sinabi naman natin illegal detention, the offender is a private person, then he detains a person without legal grounds or without court order, that is illegal detention. Okay, nakuha ba?
Yes,
Nakuha,
sir.
class? Okay, so yan. Okay, next, of course, i-explain natin dito under the TUS, yung tinatawag natin na violation of domicile. Okay, so again, class, yung tawag natin dito is the isolation technique. Okay, violation of domicile. Okay, of course, di ba? Sa violation of domicile, before mo yan i-discuss, class, dapat alam mo ang term or ang definition ng term na dwelling. Tama? Okay, kasi very important yung dwelling eh. So ano ngayon ang dwelling, class? What is dwelling? Okay, what is dwelling? What is dwelling?
Bahay, sir, or building.
Building. Okay, so under the legal definition, class, what is dwelling? Of course, bahay is an example of dwelling. So ano yung pinaka-legal niya na definition ng dwelling? Okay, very good. Okay, so pag sinabi nating dwelling, it is any place. Okay. Sorry. Any place that is intended for rest and comfort. Okay, yan yung tinatawag natin, class, na dwelling. So again, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi natin dwelling, that is any place that is intended for rest and comfort. Kailangan ba malaki? Of course, hindi, di ba? So ang kinakailangan na natin dito sa dwelling, class, is kapag yung place na yan or lugar na yan is intended for your rest and comfort, tinatawag natin yan na dwelling. Okay? So kahit bahay man yan, ano yan, okay, so again, pag sinabi natin dwelling, that is any place that is intended for rest and comfort. Kahit gaano kalaki yan or kahit gaano kaliit, yung tinatawag natin na space na yan, tinatawag natin or tatawagin natin yan na dwelling. Basta it will give you comfort, that is dwelling. Nakuha, class? So yun yung tinatawag natin na dwelling. Hindi lang yan na i-talk about, hindi lang yan bahay, hindi lang yan so anything na that is intended for rest and comfort, that is a dwelling. Okay, nakuha ba? Okay, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Okay, so dito,
Yes, sir.
okay, next.
Yes,
Of
sir.
course, i-identify natin dito kung sino ang offender natin dito sa violation of domicile. Okay, sino ang offender natin dito sa violation of domicile?
Public officers.
Officer, sir.
So, of course, ang offender natin dito is a public officer or employee. Okay, so sa public officer or employee, yan yung offender natin, tama? Okay, the public officer or employee. So, anong ginawa niya, class? Okay, una, of course, ginawa niya, he enters, okay, the dwelling of another person, okay, dwelling of another person without the consent of the owner. Okay, so of course, class, pumasok siya sa dwelling, halimbawa bahay, pagpalagay natin bahay, he enters the dwelling of another person without the consent of the owner. Pumasok siya doon. Pagpasok niya, class, ang ginawa niya, he searched for documents, he searched for evidence na posibleng gamitin niya laban sa nagmamayari ng bahay. That is a violation of domicile. He searched for evidence, he searched for documents. Then, nung tinawag natin na in-advise siya ngayon na mag-leave when he is advised to leave. He advised to leave. Ibig sabihin, paalis to leave. Then, ang ginawa niya, he refused to do so. Okay. So again, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi natin violation of domicile, of course, ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan is the dwelling. So again, pag sinabi natin dwelling, it talks about any place that is intended for rest and comfort. Ang offender natin dyan sa violation of domicile is a public officer or employee. Then he enters, pinasok niya yung dwelling, halimbawa yung bahay. Halimbawa si police officer, pinasok niya yung bahay without the consent of the owner. Then pagpasok niya doon, class, he searched for documents, he searched for evidence. Then, kapag in-advise siya ngayon ng may-ari to leave, then he refused to do so. Ang ikakaso sa kanyang class is the violation of domicile. Nakuha ba? Okay, nakuha ninyo, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ganun kadali ah. Then, ano naman ang counterpart ngayon ni violation of domicile?
Trespass to dwellings.
Okay, very good. Of course, ang pinaka-complete na class na ang pinaka-complete na crime na na-commit is the qualified trespass to dwelling. Okay, the qualified trespass to dwelling class. Halimbawa, sir, paano, sir, kapag sa board exam, ang nakalagay lang sa choices is trespass to dwelling. Of course, wag ka na maghanap ng qualified trespass to dwelling kung wala si qualified trespass to dwelling. Nakuha, dapat always use your common sense. Okay, of course, class, i-identify muna natin dito kung sino na ang offender natin sa qualified trespass to dwelling. Sino ang offender natin dito sa qualified trespass to dwelling?
Private
Individual, sir.
Okay. Okay, of course, the private individual. Okay, so the private individual ang ating offender dito. Anong pinasok niya dito, class?
Dwelling, sir.
Okay, of course, still, okay, he enters, okay, the dwelling of another person, di ba? He enters the dwelling of another person. Okay, yan yung tinatawag natin, class, na qualified trespass to dwelling. So, ang pagpasok niya ba dito, okay, ang pagpasok niya ba dito, class, naghalongkat siya ng mga, naghalongkat siya ng mga papers or evidence or documents or hindi?
No, sir.
Okay, no. Of course, ang niya, parang plain lang siya na pumasok siya doon, class, sa building without the consent, di ba? Without the consent of the owner. Then, nung pinalabas siya, class, he refused to do. Okay, he refused to do. He refused. Ibig sabihin, nung pinalabas siya, he refused to do. So, that is the qualified trespass to dwelling. So, nakuha ba? So, again, ulitin natin. Unlike sa violation of domicile, kompleto dapat yon. Okay, ulitin ko ang violation of domicile na pagpasok niya sa dwelling, he searched for evidence, he searched for documents, then nung pinalabas siya, ayaw niyang lumabas. That is violation of domicile. Ang qualified trespass to dwelling naman, ang private person pumasok doon sa bahay kapag without the consent of the owner, then nung pinalabas siya, he refused to do so. Ano naman, class, ang crime na nakomit mo kapag ang pinasok mo is a private property? Okay, kasi may nagtatanong doon kung ano naman daw kapag private property ang crime na nakomit mo. Okay, trespassing. Okay, trespassing naman yon. Okay, naintindihan nyo ba? Okay, ganun, class, ang ninyo ay kapag private property pala. Tapos pinasok mo na doon, may nakalagay doon, di ba? Bawal pumasok. So that is qualified trespass to dwelling. Okay, nakuha na, class? Okay, so then of course, natapos na natin ng arbitrary detention, violation of domicile. May question kayo doon, class, sa violation of domicile at qualified trespass to dwelling, arbitrary detention. Okay na ba?
Yes, coach.
Okay, okay na. Then, of course,
Sir,
yes.
pwede magtanong.
Yes naman.
Pag sa labas ka ba kinap ka pa ng public officer, grave coercion ba tawag doon?
Private, kapag public officer sa'yo, nagkap-kap?
Yes, sir. Barely outside dwelling.
Outside the dwelling, of course, hindi, class. Mamaya i-explain natin ang grave coercion. Kung ano yung mga crimes ang grave coercion kasi, di ba, na-explain ko na. Sabi ko kayo mamaya. Ang grave coercion kasi class, ibig sabihin may pinapagawa ka ng sa tao which is or pinipigilan mo na gawin yung mga bagay. Okay, halimbawa may gustong gawin yung isang tao tapos ayaw mong ipagawa sa kanya kasi ayaw mo. Okay? So that is a grave coercion. So grave coercion yan kasi ibig sabihin you stop someone from doing something not prohibited by law. Okay, halimbawa, yung pagboto, hindi naman yan illegal. So gusto mo, ayaw mong bumoto siya or anything. Yung manirahan sa bahay na ganito or sa lugar na to, ayaw mo, pinapaalis mo. Pero, tanda yung class ng grave coercion, ang offender doon is a private person. Okay, private person ang offender natin dito sa grave coercion. So mamaya i-explain lang natin doon. Kapag kinakapan sa labas ng bahay, hindi naman siguro yan katanong kung pero back back to basic lang. Okay, so mamaya i-explain natin yung grave coercion. Nandito ba ang grave coercion sa tingnan natin kung may grave coercion sa TOS natin. Pero wala naman, pero mamaya i-explain pa rin natin. Okay? So hindi lang natin i-explain class kung ano yung nasa TOS i-explain na natin yung mga common crimes na posible. Baka in case naman na hindi nila itanong sa board exam, masasagot niya pa rin. Nakuha? But of course, ang uunahin muna natin yung nakalagay sa TOS. Okay lang ba? Walang violent reaction? Walang violent reaction? Okay, so
No, sir.
okay.
Wala po, correct.
Okay, so yung halimbawa, yung illegal detention, wala yan sa TOS. Yung qualified trespass to dwelling, wala sa TOS kasi ang nakalagay lang arbitrary detention at violation of domicile. Pero again, class, hindi natin pwedeng i-explain yun kasi hindi nyo yun malalaman o hindi nyo yun ma-isolate, hindi nyo ma-differentiate kung ano ba talagang kaibahan ng dalawa na yun kung hindi rin natin i-explain. Kaya mali rin yung susundin lang ang TOS, di ba? Okay, mali rin yun. Okay, so dapat talaga lahat yan. Kasi i-isolate natin. Halimbawa, hindi nakalagay si homicide sa TOS. Hindi rin ba natin yun i-explain? Paano na yun? Di ba? Ibig sabihin kulang. Okay, kung itanong man nila sa board exam or hindi, magagamit nyo yan soon, di ba? Magtuturo kayo or sa ninyo sa service and so on. So dapat nating i-explain one by one. Okay, so mamaya i-explain natin yan one by one. So we already done kasi tinitingnan ko yung TOS class. So dapat mamaya or this day meron na kayong TOS class na tinitingnan or meron na kayong TOS na titingnan doon para or ano na yung class kapag may printer kayo, di ba na-post ko naman yun sa Telegram natin. So pwede niyo i-print na yon para mas maganda para makita ninyo kung ano na. Ay na-print na. Ang grabe. Yung iba talagang may ang may printer sa bahay, di manulat, no? Pwede kayo send kay manulat. Di ba? Sana all, di ba? May printer sa bahay nila. Okay, so again, ulitin natin. So arbitrary detention, violation of domicile. Then, of course, we have the, okay, dito tayo class. Sa tinatawag natin class na alarm and scandal, we already discussed alarm and scandal, tama, kanina. Then we already magsinabi naman nating grave scandal. Okay, ano naman yung tinatawag natin class na grave scandal? Okay, dito na lang. Okay, grave scandal. Okay, bakit class kinakasuhan or bakit kinakasuhan ang tinatawag natin na grave scandal? Okay, sino ang offender natin dito sa grave scandal? Sino ang offender natin dito? Okay, sino ang offender natin dito sa grave scandal class? Oh. Okay, of course class, ang offender natin dito, bakit private official public officials? Ang offender natin dito sa grave scandal is any person. Okay, any person ang offender natin dito under the grave scandal. Ulitin natin, ang offender natin sa grave scandal is any person. Okay, so ano ang na-commit nila class? Okay, ang na-commit nila, bakit pinaparusahan natin yan? Kasi ang offender, okay, so yung action nila is against what? Okay, very good. Okay, ang gagaling niyo against decency and good custom. Okay, good customs. Okay. So, anong mga example class ng tinatawag natin na alarms and scandals? Or, kasi di ba, it is against the decency and good custom. Magbigay ko ng example na pwedeng kasuhan ng alarms and scandal. Of course, kasi nga, yun yung tinatawag natin na highly scandalous, di ba? Highly scandalous act. Ibig sabihin, parang, ano siya, hindi na siya nakarapat-dapat or hindi na siya maano sa mata or of course sa public. Lalo na kapag sa mga bata. Okay, so of course, di ba, meron tayong pinag-uusapan ng PDA dito. Okay, the PDA or the public display of affection. Pero of course, ang public display of affection dapat may limitations, no? Of course, sabi ni Martin, na tama yan. Then sabi, sex in public or kissing in public and so on. Okay, so halimbawa, doon kayo sa may, ano, di ba? Sa tinatawag natin na public yung beach, di ba? So doon yung ginawa yan, that is a grave scandal. Okay, that is against the decency and good custom. There is a proper venue or there's a proper place for that. So that is, again, ang offender natin dito sa grave scandal is any person. Tapos ang nagawa niya class is against the decency and good customs or basically yung actions nila class is highly scandalous. Okay, there is a public display of affection ng sobra-sobra, no? Kahit sa ano, halimbawa sabihin natin sa Jollibee, di ba? Tapos doon yung ginawa yon, that is, okay naman yung, ano lang, yung once or ano, yung seconds lang or ano. Pero yung umabot ng 30 minutes or ano, that is already a grave scandal. Okay, any person which is ang nakomit nila na crime is against the decency and good customs or highly scandalous or that affects or yung moral. Labas. The moral of the any person. So that is what they call the grave scandal. Okay, again, that is the grave scandal. Patnubay. Yes, sa mga batang manonood. Of course, di ba? Sabi nila, ay sir, anong gagawin doon kapag nakita sa ano, halimbawa, sa harapan mo yung ginawa. Sabi ng isa, isabuyan mo ng ano, ng coke. Okay, kasi nga that is a grave scandal. Parental guidance. Okay, that is a grave scandal class. It is, ang offender natin dyan is any person then that is against the decency and good customs or that is highly scandalous. That is a grave scandal. Okay, sabuyan ng asin. Ano yan, aswang? Sorry. Then, of course, that is what we call the grave scandal. So, balik tayo doon sa, sa tinatawag natin TOS. So, may question ba kayo sa, sa grave scandal? So, that is a grave scandal class, Then, we have the, yung tinatawag natin na, okay, explain natin yung crimes against the, dito muna tayo, slander by deed. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na slander. Okay, ang slander class, okay, what is slander? Okay, ano yung other term for slander? Slander? Or tinatawag natin na? Okay, ano yung other term for slander class? Slander.
Oral defamation, sir.
Okay, very good. That is oral defamation. Okay, so oral defamation, that is slander. Nakuha niyo? Again, pag sinabi natin slander, that is oral defamation. So, ibig sabihin, pinahiya mo siya class through words, di ba? So, slander or oral defamation. So, dito class, slander or oral defamation, ano yung, ano yung tinatawag natin na remarks mo sa kanya? Okay, anong ginawa mo class dito sa slander? Okay, kaya bakit magpo-fall siya sa slander ngayon? Okay, so ano yan? Speaking false and malicious words. Okay, hi. Okay, again, ulitin natin, ipahiya. Okay, again, pag sinabi nating oral defamation or slander, of course, una dyan, you speak false and malicious. Ibig sabihin that will, ano class, sino ang mapapahiya dito? bakit kinakasuhan natin ng slander? Okay, so di ba, you speak false and malicious words against a person. So sinong pinapahiya mo dito? Okay, anong nangyayari dito? Okay, that is the reputation. Okay, the reputation. Okay, the reputation and of course the reputation of another person. Another person. Okay. Okay. So again, pag sinabi natin sa slander, okay, so of course you speak, bye-bye. 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 Okay. Go na. Yeah. Okay, again, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi natin slander, of course, that is oral defamation. Ibig sabihin, you speak false and malicious against a person which harm the reputation of another person. Ibig sabihin, yung reputation niya, class, or yung kanyang tinatawag natin na dignity niya. Okay. That is a slander or oral defamation. Halimbawa, nasa public kayo, tapos pinagsasabihan mo siya na nakabit ka ni mayor, ganito ganyan, that is a slander or oral defamation. Ibig sabihin, you speak false and malicious, okay, that will destroy the reputation of another person's or the dignity of another person. Of course, that is a criminal action or that is a criminal case naman. Okay, nakuha ba? So again, pag sinabi natin slander or oral defamation, ibig sabihin, you speak false and malicious against the reputation of another person. Ibig sabihin, it will harm or masisira ngayon ang kanyang reputation. That is slander or oral defamation. Okay, nakuha ba, class? Nakuha ninyo? So, slander or oral defamation. Okay, bakit nakalagay dito? Then, of course, meron tayong tinatawag na slander by deed. Okay, bakit tatawagin siya, class, na slander by deed? There's sa TOS natin, of course, dapat ma-explain natin ang slander by deed. Slander by deed. Ano bang ibig sabihin natin pag sinabi nating deed? Of course, crimes against honor rin yan, class, no? Okay, crimes against honor rin. Okay, crimes against honor kung saan ang purpose niya, okay, tama yan, pinagsasampal-sampal mo sa maraming tao through action. So yan yung tinatawag natin, class, na slander by deed or you perform an act. Okay, yung action na yun, class, it will dishonor or discredit, okay? Discredit any person or contempt upon a person or contempt upon a person. Okay, so of course through action, class. Okay, ibig sabihin you perform any action that will you perform any actions that will harm, of course, the reputation of another person. That is a slander by deed. Okay, yun lang kaibahan nila. Pag sabi natin slander, of course, that is the oral defamation. Ibig sabihin, siniraan mo or pinahiya mo orally, okay, through your words, or you speak false and malicious about him or her. Then it will harm the reputation of another person or it will harm yung kanyang dignity. Ang slander by deed naman, of course, that is crimes against honor. Sorry. Okay, crimes against honor, ibig sabihin, you perform an act, yung action na yon, it will dishonor, discredit, or contempt upon a person. Ibig sabihin, masisira sila. That is what we call the slander by deed. Okay, so slander by deed yun, class. Okay, so nakuha ba? Then, of course, balik tayo sa TOS natin kung ano yung next natin na i-explain dito. So, we have slander by deeds or then, pero tayong tinatawag, class, na intriguing against person. Okay, ano naman yung tinatawag natin na intriguing? Okay, intriguing against person. Paano nakukumit, class? Okay, una natin, tingnan muna natin na kung sino ang offender natin dito sa intriguing against honor. So, are you familiar with intriguing against honor? Or hindi? Mhm. Okay, of
Hindi po,
course,
coach.
class, pero may ano kayo, parang ano lang yan sila, magkakatulad. Coach pointing 20. Pasok ba siya sa slander by deed? Of course, kapag yung pag-point niya is pinahiya ka, okay, kapag mag-point lang, hindi yon. Pero kapag halimbawa, of course, pinahiya ka through action, sinasabunutan ka, tapos sa public or tapos sinasabihan ka pa na ganito ganyan, so that is a slander by deed. Sir, kain tayo. Maya-maya, magkain tayo mga 7:30. Ay, kumain na ba kayo? Wala pa? Sige, mag-breakfast muna tayo. Mag-break tayo mga 30 minutes mamaya. Okay, so yan. Dito sa slander by deed or yung crimes against honor class, of course, ibig sabihin, you impose intrigue. Ibig sabihin, iniintriga mo ngayon, di ba? Or nagpapauso ka ngayon or you impose intrigue. Ang pinaka-purpose mo, class, sa intriguing against honor is to blemish, of course, siraan, okay? Dumihan, okay? Ang pangalan, to blemish the honor, okay? The honor or reputation of a person. Or gawa-gawa ka ng mga istorya, sige na to ganyan. Okay, para masira lang kanyang reputation ng person na yon. That is intriguing against person. Okay, you intrigue. Wala namang nangyari, pero gumagawa-gawa ka ng issue, class. Okay, kapag halimbawa pinapauso mo na si ganito, ganyan, tapos hindi pala nangyari yon or hindi pala nagawa yon. So that is intriguing against honor. Ibig sabihin, you impose intrigue or you imposed intrigue, then ang purpose nyo, okay, so intrigue, intriga ba, kumbaga, you impose intrigue to some other person, then ang pinaka-purpose mo, class, is to blemish the honor or the reputation of another person. That is a intriguing against honor. Aside from that, of course, meron tayong tinatawag dito na, okay, sige, dyan muna tayo pala mag-end kasi mamaya, pagbalik after natin kumain, i-explain natin ang kaibahan ni concubinage, adultery, seduction, abduction, including the bigamy, yung 5 na yon. Tapos ang hindi pa natin na-explain dito, class, yung estafa, robbery and theft, then malicious mischief, then yung illegal detention, ay tapos na pala to. Yung kidnapping, yung grave threats, and of course, yung coercion. Okay, konti na lang. Pero all in all, ito yung ating discussion. Ganito rin natin, class, para mabilis din yung Pero hindi lang tayo magbe-base doon sa TOS, ha. Katulad ng ginagawa natin, kapag nandyan si grave threats, i-explain na natin si light threats kahit hindi nakalagay doon sa TOS natin. Okay, nakuha ba? Oh, nakuha ninyo? So nasundan ba niyo, class, ang discussion natin today or this morning?
Yes, coach.
Okay, sige, nasundan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige, i-end natin to, i-screenshot nyo nga to, tapos ibigay nyo sa sa GC natin para hindi mawala ng iba. Picture mo na lang. Na-screenshot ba? Na-screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yan. Okay, so yan. After that, natin. Okay, so i-stop share muna natin, ha. Then, same link ang pagbalik natin. Anong oras? 7. So, mga 7:30, balik tayo. Okay, mga 7:30. Kain lang muna para tapusin natin. Ano na lang. Parang kulang yung 30 minutes. 8 na lang, class 8 na lang pala. Tapos 8, 9, 10, or hanggang 11, tapusin natin ang discussion natin sa book 2. Okay? Sige, 8 na lang tayo babalik, para kayo maka-prepare. So, okay. Same link. So, i-end ko lang ito.